Welcome to the Do Better Podcast. I am your host, Theodore Cooper, Theo Coop for short, and we are back with another video. Today, we are reacting to Just Pearly Things. In this particular video, Pearly is talking to a woman who really seems to struggle calling things exactly what they are. You know, if a person is fat, calling said person fat really seems to bother her. Let's get to it, man. Let's try to make sense of this.
Someone else fat to try and make them feel bad. I feel like that. I'm just
It's not to make them. It's not. No. It's not to make them feel bad. Or maybe they should feel bad enough to get on the treadmill and run. That's what I did. I swear to God, I hit 200 pounds. You know what? I hit 200 pounds. It was the worst day of my life. And some dude at work, they was saying, "Oh, I would never date a girl over 200 pounds." and I carry the weight better, so I'm taller, right? Yeah. So I don't think he knew I was, and and so I signed up for a marathon. I swear to God, I ran a marathon. Then I lost I lost a bunch of weight. Why?
And I think Pearl makes a great point. My sister, and I might have my sister on the podcast. I'm old. My sister is 37. Is married with 3 kids. And my sister got married at 19. So she's been married for almost 20 years, not even 40 yet. And the reason I bring her up is because my sister told me that her doctor told her that. Because my sister's not short. She's probably about 5'8" or so. And the doctor told her that she should never get to 200 pounds. So when she told me that, that's how I kind of gauge it with women. If my 5'8" sister should be nowhere near 200 pounds, your ass at 5'3" shouldn't be no biggie either.
Bro, because I'm not lazy. Because I was like, oh shit, this is a problem. And then you know what we do instead? We say you're not a whale. You look great. You're not fat, even though it is what it is. The
problem with the lady with the tattoos is that she is one of those people, and I've met people like this as well, and they're usually women who don't want to call things what they actually are. If you're someone who's constantly late, if you're a late fucker, you're not late, just unaware of time boundaries. Silly shit like that. Funny thing is that they only extend this grace to other women.
And you deserve love. That's the worst one.
Everyone deserves love.
No one deserves that.
Hold on. We do need to strike a balance.
And I'm glad that they called it. You guys already know Theo Coop's take on the word deserve. No one deserves anything. And it's good to hear because these people, the guys, and there's another woman that's going to challenge her as well as soon as she said that. So deserve anything. You get what you work hard for.
You don't think you deserve? All right.
You earn it. You don't deserve anything in life.
Thank you.
What do you think men deserve then? If
they still deserve love, everyone.
So why they get rejected
I feel
what is the guy?
Especially the guy in the green. I'm not that familiar because I don't watch Pearly like that, but the guy in the green makes point after point in this video.
The guy that approached you, does he deserve love?
She's a very pretty woman. Way too many tattoos though. No thanks, lady.
But you know
why didn't you give it to him?
I said to him, because baby, he's not for me. I said to him in my dad's accent as well. So funny.
Exactly. Man should get love, but don't expect it from her.
I said to him so many times in the nicest way, listen, bro, I'm not interested. I have a boyfriend. You seem like you're a nice person. I'm not interested. Yeah, please leave me alone. If you say that to someone a few times and they're still not getting it, do you know what?
Wait, do you hear that? It's the world's smallest violin. I broke.
Like Pearl was on her neck this interview. I think she could smell the blood in the water and kind of see who she was dealing with, how this lady just didn't want to say anything that was truthful.
Do you think you have pretty privilege?
I think all women to an extent have pretty privilege.
Yes or no? I'm so glad she said that.
Yeah.
Do you think whales have pretty privilege?
I love
they
whales.
Should have pretty privilege.
Whales are cute.
You think whales?
Orcas are very nice.
Do you think whales have the same amount of pretty privilege that you have?
As in the ones in the ocean?
She's very much aware that Pearly, when she's referring to whales, she's referring to fat chicks, but she doesn't want to call them fat chicks, so she's trying to act as if she's unaware of what Pearl is referring to when she calls them whales.
Is that what we're talking about?
No, I'm talking about fat chicks.
Nah, I'm not calling them that.
Okay,
I'm not calling bigger women whales. Let's just stop that there.
Okay, fat chicks.
No.
Big women?
Bigger women. I'm not.
So why can't I call them what they are? Why do you?
It's your show again.
No, but I'm saying why do you want to live in delusion?
Exactly. Men can't afford to live in the fantasy world. I could never get shit done as a man if I sit around la 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 do in this world in my head. I'm 6'10" and an all-star power forward on the way to the NBA Hall of Fame worth $200 million. Like I can't. What? Well, I'm not 6'10". I'm 6 foot. Barely walk straight.
Like,
not
because they're
delusion,
fat, they
I
have
just
more
don't wanna,
fat. They have more fat.
I'll tell you why you want to live in a delusion. It minimizes accountability. You can be offended
Ding,
and
ding,
it can
ding,
be
ding,
plausible
ding,
at the
ding.
same time.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
It can be a compliment.
I
if you
feel
want
like you can carry weight in a completely different way and it will look different on different people. Like there's
But-
guys, right?
But it doesn't matter, man. But nobody looks good at 400 pounds, man. Not even a 7'2" Shaquille O'Neal.
Like it's like you said, you're tall.
Who looks
you
good at
carried
300
you carried
pounds?
200
There you go.
pounds on you, and you still didn't look like you were that big.
Nah, I was kind of wailing it.
And I like how the tattoo chick is trying to give Pearly out for her pat. And here's the thing about these weirdo people. Now that I'm thinking about it, she's trying to give Pearly an out for her being fat back in the day. But even though Pearly has already owned it and admitted it was a fault of hers, so why are you trying to give a pass to her for something she's already explained is bad? But Pearly's not going for it. The lady gives her an out. She says, "No, I was still fat."
What does your boyfriend weigh? When people are this
In
like this
kg.
whole plus size thing, it's like, why don't you marry a plus size person?
He's
And
like 96
She'll say that, but she's not gonna go out and marry a fat dude.
kg.
I don't know what kg is.
I don't know what pounds
That's
is. I
about-
just, you were saying 200. I was like, I don't know what that is.
How about 13 stone?
13 stone kind of thing.
And I think kilos convert by 2.2. So if he's 96 kilos, he's about 200 pounds.
What's that?
So that means he weighs more than you.
Yeah, he weighs more than me. He's a bigger guy.
So that goes to show what Pearl was saying.
What?
That fat women, like you don't like to hear. Look at the celeb. How many celebs got a fat girlfriend?
Good point. Something Mr. Samuels says all the time. How many celebrities you see hopping out with Lamborghinis with big bras hopping out the passenger side? Not likely. Big asses can't fit.
I think it depends on
Depends on what? Like, how
you
many?
characterize as fat. Because if we're talking about fat, yeah, there's a
300
load of
pounds.
girls
300
with fat
pounds.
asses, and you'd be like, yeah.
We're not talking about chicks with fat asses. We're talking about fat people. Notice the deflection in the attempt to change the subject.
300 pounds.
Where's the fat? Is it in the booty?
Show me. Name.
Once again, she keeps deflecting, trying to change the subject. We're not talking about chicks with fat asses or big boobs, weight distribution. We're talking about overall fat people. If you a 300-pound motherfucker, you out of shape. Shaq was probably the only dude that was in good shape at 300 pounds, and he's a 7-foot man.
The
Name
cheeks.
one girl that looks good at 300 pounds.
I
Name
don't know
one.
what
Name
300
one.
pounds is.
See, I'm gonna,
And now she put her on the spot. Now I don't know what 300 pounds is. And of course, we do have the conversion issues with pounds, kilos, and stones. We are dealing with 3 different measurement systems, but it's still an excuse, man. She could pull out her phone and Google that shit.
He used the word obese.
you know what 300 pounds is, and you
Clinical
know
abuse.
what a fat girl is.
Yeah,
What is that in
Like-
stone? What is
300
300 pounds in stone?
Isn't that like
Like 1.30.
50%?
And I like how Pearl just cuts to the. She was like, "I'm tired of dealing with this bitch. Let me go ahead and look it up."
Let me, like,
Yeah, mine or
300. It's 21 stone.
21 stone.
Yeah, name one girl that looks good at 21 stone. That's not a whale.
I don't know anyone at 21 stone.
Exactly. But you're arguing it, man. And women will defend other women no matter the subject.
No, but in media, I can think of a lot of plus size models.
I don't know.
Does
I
Lizzo
actually
look
don't
good?
Because you never look
I
at those
think
women.
she's cute.
Lizzo is
Personally,
not.
I think she's cute.
Lizzo is not cute. No.
Is that yes or no?
I think she's
Do you think
cute.
most men want to screw her?
I don't know what most men think.
Do you think
So disingenuous, man.
she gets the same pretty privilege you do?
Hell no. Hell no. And Lizzo got bread too.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think you do know.
Yeah, you know.
I think
That's the
I think if she was sat next to you when your boyfriend introduced himself to you, I think you would have felt pretty confident. Listen, yo,
And you can tell from her reaction, she knows it's the truth, but people like this don't want to say it.
I have a twin sister, right? So I had
Is
the
she
privilege
nicer?
growing up. She's
Is she nicer? Oh, the shade.
actually she used to bully me for a bit because I was like a hippie nice guy when I was growing up. I was like, no status, no ego, whatever. But I had the privilege of actually hearing what women actually think. Like women don't say the truth on purpose. When they get together, when they talk with each other, that's when they say the truth. That's when they say why they get with this guy, what they like about that guy.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you want to keep them fat so you don't have to compete with them? Like some
Pearl is on fire this segment, man. She's hitting all the hard-hitting questions. And she's hitting those questions because this lady doesn't want to answer them. And it's making her squirm. And I don't know why she got those tattoos, man. That's atrocious.
consciously.
with who?
Yeah, the other girls, right? Because
Compete with who though? Like why? That's so fucking
You don't think you got competition?
Like, yeah, you think you have no competition?
I don't want to compete with, like, why am I competing with them anyway? Like, it's not life or death.
You don't
Like,
you don't think you have to compete for a man?
That's what I was gonna say. It's not life or death, but everyone has to compete for a partner.
not really.
See?
That's a privilege.
That's a privilege,
Okay.
man.
Well, I'll take that.
But if there's less whales, it might not be awarded to you.
just as I said,
Lucky for you, there's a lot of girls plumping themselves up right now. So just being in shape, you're like,
I like
top
a
30.
juicy girl.
Look at
I love it because Pearl knows what she's doing. She knows that lady does not like all them whale jokes, and she just keep making them anyway. I love it. I love the chaos.
look at you're in the top like 30%, just not being fat.
There's nothing wrong with a girl that's got a bit of back. Like, it's fine.
No, it's
That's
just
not-
Yeah,
There's
but
nothing wrong.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with a girl
I
that's
think
thick
it's not.
too.
But we're not talking about that, and she knows it, man. She knows we're not talking about girls with a few extra pounds on them. We talking about big fat chicks.
I think
That's
it's not
so
the
cute.
back. I think it's like the gut, the armpit fat, the thighs.
You know,
Pearl
when you
on-
got, like the little
You're gonna
beanie bag
die
on the
early.
stomach.
Pearl's on fire.
like for me, like when people normalize this, it's just like it's not healthy. They're gonna die young.
Exactly.
That's not good. Like I don't know why people are like letting them die.
I had a woman come on that
I'm
say
not
obesity is
letting
suicide.
Yeah.
Obesity is
is.
suicide.
It is. Obesity is absolutely a suicide. That's a great point.
I'm not forcing someone to be fat.
Right,
like,
but
I'm
you're
not
but you're
forcing
saying it's
someone
but you're supporting
put
it.
on
You
weight.
might as well do
You
because
said
you're
it's okay.
supporting that.
You're
Supporting it.
normalizing it.
Exactly.
I care about them enough to call them a whale to motivate them to save their
No,
life.
pal.
I should be a hero right now.
And this video reminds me of a story, man, I heard Charlie Murphy say. I'll go ahead and put that up.
I had a friend named Woody, and from the time Woody was maybe 11 till he was deep into his 20s, he had one black tooth right here. He never got it fixed. You know, you would think that you would get enough money to get that fixed. 10 years, 12 years in, your tooth was still black. He met Red Fox, and Red Fox did an hour's stand-up on his black tooth, and the very next day, Woody had that tooth fixed. That's the true story, man.
Charlie Murphy just said that man was almost 30 years old and had that black tooth. Red Fox talked about that tooth for 1 hour. The next day, my man got his tooth fixed. The whole point of this story, shame works.
Dose of reality.
Like,
I
why,
mean, here's-
why does someone else have to deal with your problems? Because you're going to have so many
Exactly.
health issues. And now, who's going to take care of you? The guy that's in shape? The thinner partner?
Man, I love Pearly, man.
And then you're saying they deserve to be taken. Like, what do you do in your old age?
Oh my gosh.
They have to deal with, like, how are you going to push them around in a wheelchair when they're 300 pounds?
And these are all valid questions that this lady has no answer for. Her and her tatted up palms.
Yeah, men don't have any problem telling a man that's fat.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
you tell if you got a fat friend, you tell him you need to go and lose weight.
Exactly.
You have to tell him.
But that's the difference. Men prefer the truth and women prefer to be lied to. I mean, that's just one of the biggest differences.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fat kids that were bullied, they lost weight and now they're healthier.
Not all of them.
Oh well, the
A
ones
lot.
that
What about the ones that like took it to heart and then
they're
developed
mollycoddled.
issues?
those ones shouldn't reproduce, right? But the ones that did, the ones that were like, oh wow, maybe I am fat, and actually made a change and actually improved their diet, improved their health. Those are the ones that are better for it, and they're stronger individuals mentally. But my theory is, I don't think women actually want that to happen. I think they kind of subconsciously want to destroy people and each other. So I think they would rather tell each other that
Why?
they all look good, because I don't think you really want the best for each other. I don't think like women sitting with their fat friend telling her that, oh yeah, someone's really gonna love you for you and like you deserve this and that, instead of telling her what she needs to know. Because I know a lot of women like this and they can lie all day.
Do you know-
Bang! Bang! It's good!
I'm not sure who dude in the green is, but I would like to see more of him. Because what he just said is the 100% God honest truth, man. A lot of women, they tell other women that nonsense about, their fat friend is out with something she obviously should not be wearing, because there's certain things that big women shouldn't wear that slimmer women can get away with. Women will lie to each other. And like my man said, I believe that's 100% factual. They really don't like each other. And they're really in competition, even with their quote unquote friends. So they'll go out with this whale with this bikini on that this big bit should not have on. They'll laugh at her behind her back and make fun of her, but in her face they'll tell her, oh yeah, you look great in it. Don't lose no weight, girl.
That I feel, and this is the point that I've been like, this is what I've been saying to myself in my head. I feel like there seems to be like a lot of like toxic behavioral traits that are involved in these situations that like you're playing out. And this is where I said like I grew up different. I love my friends. We all look completely different.
But stop the cap about you grew up different. What about people getting teased about being fat as kids? It's not toxic. That's reality. What is she talking about? She's talking as if she didn't go to school, or maybe she was homeschooled.
There are people that are bigger. There are people that are
Shame,
slimmer.
insult, guilt, and need to be right. You're shaming him.
Yep.
What do you mean?
Did you have a fat friend?
Toxic traits.
But I'm just saying that you don't need to.
You called him to like what this toxic, and so I'm saying like this is like the.
No, I'm saying the scenarios that he's coming up with, as in saying that like, oh, I was fat and I was bullied. Like that's a toxic scenario.
I'm glad that Pearl called her out for the sign language right at the end. She did attempt to shame him. And all he said was being in school and kids making fun of the fat kid. And she said toxic behavior, and that's something she didn't experience, which is 100% lie. Unless she was homeschooled and didn't go to school with other children, she witnessed children being bullied for a multitude of reasons. Being overweight is one of them. Children are the worst. She knows this. So that's a disingenuous argument for her to say that that's toxic. That's something that I've never experienced. That's a lie, lady. You're lying. And you're lying just to win the argument, just the need to be right. The bigger message behind this video is that we live in a world where people are hesitant to call things what they actually are, because we're too worried about sparing certain groups of people's feelings. There's other groups of people's feelings the world could give a shit less about, trust me. But you guys let me know what you think. Maybe I got it wrong. It's Theodore Cooper, After Party in the comments. Do better.